The keypad clicked green, the door groaned open, and for the first time since Emily Carter vanished, the trail led not to a rumor or a receipt, but to a place that could be touched. Inside Bay 5, the air was heavy with dust and something older, oil, mildew, the faint trace of rusted metal. The beam of a flashlight cut across the room, revealing walls lined with plywood, a floor littered with broken crates, and a silence that seemed too deliberate to be natural. It wasn't empty, not completely. Against the far wall stood a chair, its legs bolted into the concrete. The seat was padded, worn thin, the leather cracked. A length of chain trailed from the frame, ending in a rusted clasp. Nearby, a single light fixture hung from the ceiling, its bulb shattered, its cord swaying in the stale air. Whoever had used this place didn't want brightness. They wanted control. On the floor lay scraps that didn't belong. A shoe, too small for any of the men who might have worked in this warehouse. A torn receipt from the diner, the same kind of slip Emily used when she served coffee. A matchbook from a motel on Highway 58, its edges damp, its cover scrawled with numbers that matched a phone line no longer in service. And then, the walls. What looked like random scratches at first revealed themselves as carvings, initials, dates, dozens of them. Some shallow, some deep. Some so fresh the plywood around them still held curling splinters. They weren't the marks of workers passing time. They were the marks of people counting time. The investigator took photos. He traced the initials with his hand. Too many to count, too many to ignore. The ledger had been the map, but this room was the reality. Whatever patterns stretched across counties and years had touched this very space. Still, there was no body, no blood, no clear proof that Emily had ever stood inside Bay 5. What the room offered wasn't T-closure, it was suggestion. A place meant to contain, to break, and then to erase. The most haunting find came from a corner hidden behind stacked pallets. A box of cassette tapes, their labels worn, some water-damaged, some blank. Only a handful would play, but what they carried was unmistakable. Footsteps, doors slamming, a woman's voice, faint and trembling, asking for someone who never answered. Each recording ended abruptly, as if cut short by design. Who made the tapes? Why were they left behind? No one knows. The official response dismissed them as unverifiable, but to the Carter family, the voice sounded too much like Emily to ignore. The warehouse offered one more detail. A padlocked cabinet near the entrance held stacks of old uniforms from the construction company that no longer existed. On the chest of each jacket was the same faded patch witnesses described. Dark, ordinary, forgettable, until you saw it too many times. For the Carters, the warehouse was not an answer, but a confirmation. The stranger wasn't a ghost. He was flesh, and he had left his marks. The initials on the walls, the chain on the chair, the ledger that led here. The silence wasn't absence, it was intention. And yet the discovery brought no charges, no arrests, no justice. The warehouse was logged, the tapes collected, the artifacts bagged and sealed. Then, months later, the official report concluded there was insufficient evidence to connect the site to any ongoing case. The door closed, the trail buried again. This was the room of silence. In episode 15, we follow the investigators who refused to let the door stay shut, and the secrets they uncovered when they pressed deeper into the ledger S-Web. If you're still here, like, share, and subscribe. Every listen keeps the door open, and every share brings us closer to the truth Emily deserves.